What's going on, Pisces? It's your girl D here with 8th House Energy, and I'm here to bring you your first reading for the month of October. But this one is going to be entitled The New Moon in Libra reading because we got a lot of we got a lot of planets in the house of Libra that are kicking off some major changes that we have going on between now and the end of the year. Speaking of those changes going on between now and the end of the year, I did touch on that in the October astrological analysis that will be attached at the end of this video. So for those of you who follow astrology and you understand or have a general understanding of the planetary alignments and how they would affect us globally as well as individually, and you're comfortable with your chart and you know have some understanding of your chart, you definitely want to check that out. That way you know you're 2 steps ahead of what's going on here. We currently have Mercury in Libra. All right. So for all of us, Mercury's in Libra. For you, Pisces, Libra is your 8th house. Okay. So not only do we have Mercury there right now, we have Mars there right now. Mars will be moving out of Libra shortly, but it's there at the time of this recording. It will probably be there till the 7th or the 8th, and then Mars will go into Scorpio. So by the time October 6th gets here, which is when the new moon in Libra hits in the house of Libra, the new moon will be there. The Mercury retrograde will be there, as well as Mars. So we got a lot of conflicting energies in that 8th house. Now the 8th house represents hidden emotions, hidden feelings, sex, death, taxes. It represents criminology. It represents the occult sciences. It's a watery house. It represents the psychic abilities as well as the subconscious with the Pluto energy. And then with the Mars, it represents, very strategic, warlike, mentality as far as very covert, very strategic, very silent, low key. All right. So we got all of that going on with all those planets in your 8th house. So we're just doing a reading here just to see, if anything in particular comes out about those energies. If you need a personal reading, reach out to me. My information's in the box below. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. And welcome back to those of you who are already 8th house community members. You know I love you. I appreciate you. And thank you for the continued support and all the various ways that you guys support. All right. So let's get into this reading. This is going to be a general read. This type of reading I'm going to do for you guys like once a month. Other than that, I'm going to use other types of cards. So, because I do like this reading. I do this for the men as well. So I figured I would do this as the monthly reading, the first reading to kick off the month. And then, do some other, because if you look at the different readings I have, they're titled, there's different spreads. Okay, so this is the spread for the first of the month, and this is the spread for the men. All right. So the first column here represents your personal life. The middle column represents your career, money, and finances. The third column represents your love life, social life, and family life. And then we have 3 rows. The top row represents the current situation in each of those areas. The middle row represents the challenge in each of those areas. And then the bottom row represents a possible solution or outcome that you may be able to implement to resolve the challenge in those areas. Okay? So let's get into it. Let's talk about your personal situation here. So let's see what cards came out, because I put these all out because there's so many. Usually if you follow my channel during the other readings, I shuffle in front of you so that you can see the cards falling out. I did this because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different cards that I'm using, and I didn't want to keep you on camera for 10 minutes as I shuffle waiting for each to come out. All right. So I did that off camera. I also pray before I come on the camera, asking for guidance and messages. So just so you know the things that go on before I come on the camera. So we got the water energy, a glass of water. So there's 2 glasses of water here. One was full. So here's another one filling up. Okay. This could be, representing the glass being half full, being optimistic about something. It could also represent emotions, a lot of emotion. It would have overflowed this glass, so there's more here, because we're dealing with Libra in your 8th house, and you are a water sign. Okay, so the 8th house is a water house. So we're dealing with a lot of emotion here. Plus, we're going to have the moon there on October 6th. And then Mars, so conflicting emotion, conflicting feeling. And then we have Mercury retrograde. So, we could be reminiscing about emotional situations. All right. And with that Scorpionic 8th house energy, it could be things that maybe nobody knows about but you. I feel like for some of you, it could be about love because the love card came out in reverse here. So, you could be having some personal private moments reminiscing about love situations or love scenarios or people you love, whether it's romantic or family. The challenge in the situation is feeling safe. Okay, and then we have the rune called Tiwaz. Now this talks about being a warrior. This talks about spiritual strength, spiritual self-discipline, righteous success, preparing for battle, challenges to overcome, self-discipline and honor, sharpening your mind, body, and sword. Okay, so some of you may be feeling like you have to defend yourself against a lover who might be a little too emotional, or maybe you are feeling so emotional about a love situation that you're reminiscing about that maybe you feel like your feelings may overflow and over bubble. This could be something you're keeping to yourself. The outcome here, or the recommended solution, would be to implement the Taurus energy to be grounded. Come out of your head, come out of your emotions, be grounded. We have that clarified with the Three of Swords energy in reverse. And once you come out of your head and get grounded, you will eventually start to heal. So I feel like what's going on here is that some of you have been in a romantic situation that did not work out. Okay, you have a lot of emotion still attached to that. And even if you've buried that emotion, because the 8th house is like burying things deep, I feel like with that moon coming there on the 6th, I mean, you guys could be feeling the energies now because you guys are super sensitive. You're super, you're emotional. You're a water sign, That's something that we have in common because I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. So, I can relate to you on this in reference to the, hidden emotions or hidden feelings that you're keeping from people. Maybe you're not letting people know how you feel about the situation, about a failed love experience. All right. And again, if this is not you, this could be a lover who's feeling this way about you. Okay. But I feel like for some of you, this is, it's either a lover who feels this way about you or you feel this way. But if it's a lover who feels this way about you, some of you may feel that your safety is threatened because this person may be a little off. Okay, or some of you, if you're the one who's just not able to deal with the emotional, the emotional backlash or the emotional residue from a relationship that didn't work out. Maybe you feel as if you may be a threat or a danger to yourself, or maybe you feel like you want to bring harm to this person. All right, so again, it's all about grounding yourself. Some of you just may be afraid that this person is coming back towards you, but the end result is that your emotions are all over. And you may want to ground yourself. So for some of you, you may want to get some grounding stones like hematite, black tourmaline. Dark stones are going to be good for you. Okay. I forget what these other ones are, but you may want to get some dark black stones. Okay. Keep them in your pocket. Keep them on your person. Put them in your wallet. Wear something around your neck if you want to during this time. That would be really good for you to help to keep you grounded and to keep you out of your emotions. Some of you are still getting over something, and it may be kind of difficult for you to deal, especially with the moon coming into the 8th house. You may be feeling some sort of way. Okay. Or your person may be feeling some sort of way. All right, let's get some clarity on that. Let's clarify this lover energy in reverse. All right, so we have the death energy in reverse. Yeah, the fact that this situation could be over is a problem for some of you, or this person that is maybe threatening you because they're emotionally distraught that you left them behind or that you're no longer interested in them. It may be difficult for them to get over this because here's the death energy in reverse. Speaking of which, it's in your 8th house. So this makes total sense. Some of you, I don't know if you feel like your life is threatened. Your life is being threatened. I don't know if somebody's feeling some type of hatred or death threats or anything like that. Hopefully it's not that extreme, but it could be. So if you're feeling weird, maybe you want to protect yourself because I feel like some of you are not feeling safe in your home. All right. Some of you are not feeling safe in your home. All right. Because you're afraid that this thunderstorm here, which represents the person that you were in love with, could come in and impede. And this card is all about being a warrior, having spiritual strength. Some of you are just depressed and you just need to have, embody some spiritual strength somehow. Meditation may be good. Going out into the water or to the ocean, especially for you, if you can't do that, take a spiritual bath. Make sure you use some salt. Okay, you may want to do a white bath. I don't have the list for the white bath as far as the ingredients. If you go to, what is her channel? Go to Ayaba's Wind. It's spelled Ayaba apostrophe S. Second word is wind, WYND. If you go to Ayaba's Wind YouTube page, she is a high priestess. She does tarot as well. She has a white bath. That it works wonders to help to get rid of negative energies, to ask for protection, to ask for guidance. So go to her channel, go to her, I believe it's her community section, and look for the white bath. Get the ingredients for that and do that bath. Okay, men or women, it don't matter. Clarify the Tiwa's energy here. Okay, so we have the Seven of Cup energy in reverse. So some of you, you are realizing here, that there could be somebody who's emotionally stuck in their head and you're hoping that they're over it. Okay, or some of you could be hoping that you're getting over this because Venus is in Scorpio as well. All right, that's not your 8th house, but with that Scorpio energy in Venus coupled with this energy in your 8th house, those houses, the water houses, are connected for you. Okay, so it could be a very emotional time here. All right, very emotional. The outcome will be the Taurus energy, to get grounded, to get stable, to, and Earth energy represents crystals. So like I said, you can get some black tourmaline. You can actually do a Google search on, some grounding stones, like Google grounding crystals or grounding stones. Order some online, or go to, a local store that, in your area that sells crystals. Or if you have another tarot reader that you like and they sell crystals on their channel, support them. Get those crystals, okay? And like I said, fellas, you can keep them in your pocket. You can get rings. I rock jewelry. You know what I'm saying? You can get them on bracelets, rings, necklaces, earrings. If you like to wear crowns, you can get crowns with jewels in them, like whatever you like to do, all right? But you get you some grounding stones, and you can keep them under your pillow as well, because, you guys have a lot of psychic dreams. Maybe you're going to be psychically attacked. Not hoping that that's the case, but that is one way that because you guys have an open portal to the subconscious naturally, as being as Pisces. So if you're having weird, messed up dreams that are stressing you out, and bothering you, making you uncomfortable. Now, I can see if they're prophetic dreams and they're telling you things, but I'm talking about these nightmarish type dreams that are where somebody may be haunting you, somebody's energy is fucking with you. Sleep with the black tourmaline under your pillow, all right? So let's get some information on this outcome here. So yeah, we have the Three of Swords energy here, because this is somebody who may not be able to get over a breakup or a relationship. The Three of Swords is in reverse here. Clarify this Three of Swords for my Pisces, please. Okay, yeah, we have the Three of Wands. Yeah, this is somebody who's thinking about the situation, reminiscing about it, figuring out what they need to do, looking back at what happened, because this is Mercury retrograde. So, this is what's going on for you or somebody you care about. I feel like it's more so you just being concerned about the fact that, you're dealing with the breakup, okay? And it may be emotionally troubling for you. You may be thinking about it a lot, all right? And if it's not you, it's somebody that you broke up with. And again, for some of you, you feel uncomfortable. You may feel, some of you need to be careful like if you're the person who's dealing with this situation and you're having a problem dealing emotionally, be careful about drinking, drinking too much, smoking, whatever it is that you're doing to try to, escape those emotional feelings. Okay, because we got this here. Somebody could be doing a lot of drinking. Okay, be careful that you don't, drink too much. That you don't, do too much. Be careful if you're smoking, drinking, popping pills, whatever you do. Hey, I'm not telling you what not to do and what to do. Because, what you eat don't make me shit. You do what you feel you need to do. But just be careful not to OD. All right? You know what I'm saying? If you need to take the edge off and you feel comfortable doing that, and that's what you do and you're okay with that, then just be careful not to do too much of it because of the emotional energies that are going to be in the 8th house this coming month. All right? Moving on. Let's talk about your career, money, and finance. So we have the beach. Oh, I would love to meet you there. So we could chill out on the beach and have something to drink and maybe a little puff or two. Okay? But anyway, I digress. Back to the reality of things. This is your career. This is career, money, and finance. I don't know if some of you are wanting to plan a trip, or if some of you are already on the island and you're going to be doing work from the island. If some of you may feel like this is your ideal work situation, because I know damn well it would be mine, okay? And then we have that clarified with the widower energy in reverse. So I feel like with the widower energy, this is somebody laying something to rest. But I feel like for some of you, you're not able to lay something to rest. And it is work related, okay? So maybe with this beach energy, it could be that you have, because water represents emotion. So you could be emotional about a work situation, that may have gone bad. But let's see what else is here, and then we'll figure out what's going on. The challenge in this situation is the exhaustion card. Okay, so some of you need a vacation, is what it is. You're tired as hell, okay? And then we have the rune called Gebo, Gebo. Gebo talks about offerings, reciprocity, sexual ecstasy, hospitality, generosity. Some of y'all want to go on a trip with your boo, is what it is. Bond a relationship, offerings, build generosity. This also talks about mutual benefit. This talks about giving generously and receiving graciously, taking care of yourself and others, sexual harmony, hospitality freely offered. Maybe somebody that you work with has a place, and they're like, hey, you can rent my place for the weekend, or here, I'll give you the keys to my place for the weekend. And their place happens to be in Miami Beach or wherever else, Hawaii, wherever else, right? But this also talks about, I feel like this is an energy of somebody, reciprocity. It's like you've been working, and I feel like you need a vacation. The outcome here is the challenge, the square. So maybe it's a challenge for you leaving work, because if you leave work with the Queen of Pentacle energy in reverse, maybe you don't have the money to take a vacation, or maybe you can't afford the time off, okay? Or maybe it's a challenge for you getting time off, because maybe, with the Queen of Pentacles energy in reverse, maybe you can't get away because you got kids, and then you got the job, and then you got to run the household, and then you got all these other things going on. So it might be difficult for you to get away, but also with this Queen of Pentacle in reverse here, this is telling me you're worn out. Whether you're a man or a woman, you're worn out, you're tired. It could also mean that you don't have the money to do the things that you need to do. That could be why you're working a lot and you need a vacation. Let's get clarity. All right, I don't want that. Let's get clarity here. Some of you may have just come back from vacation and it's like, yo, I want to go back. Is what I feel too. You know how you go on vacation for a period of time and it ain't enough? It's just not enough. I remember I went to Jamaica with some friends, and my homegirl came. We left at the same time. We went to go over there at the same time, and she only stayed for like 5 days. But I was gonna stay for a month, and when it was time for her to go after the first 5 days, I was like, that's not even, that's not even long enough vacation. I feel bad for her, because it's like, damn, I wish you could stay the whole month like me, because I didn't even want to leave after a month. I tell you that much. Okay, but maybe it's one of those situations where you're like, yo, that vacation was not long enough. I really didn't get a chance to really relax and rest the way I wanted to. What's this widower energy in reverse? Pisces, we have the magician energy. All right, so this is Mercury energy. So Mercury is all about, thinking about things. You're processing the situation. You're thinking about it. Maybe you're reminiscing about the last time you went on a vacation and how you wish you could go back to this place. Okay, because Mercury's in retrograde right now. So that could be what you're thinking about as well. All right, let's get some information on the challenge here. But I feel like this will also be a gift. So maybe one of your friends or family members are saying to you, like I said, hey, come on, let me take you on a trip. Maybe your lover, or maybe, a homeboy or homegirl or whomever, or maybe a colleague or a coworker. Hey, yeah, you can rent my place for the weekend, because they see that you're exhausted. We got the Eight of Pentacle energy in reverse. Yeah, overworking yourself. Okay, with the Eight of Pentacle in reverse. Just work. I hear Rihanna. All right. So some of you need that break. Some of you also, you're working because you don't have enough money. Okay. That could be it too. Working more than one job, multiple jobs, because you're trying to make ends meet. A lot of us have been there at one point in time. Some of us are still there. Just depends on what's going on with you. All right. So the challenge is, with the Queen of Pentacle energy in reverse, making enough money, you know, getting everything done, taking care of everything, and needing a break. Yeah, see the sirens going off? Y'all definitely need a break. Yeah, here's the Seven of Wands. So I feel like for some of you, like the wands represent all the things that you have to do in order for you to get a break. Or it's like, damn, but if I leave, what about this? Okay, but what about that? Who's gonna do this? Who's gonna take care of this? Where would I leave the pets? Okay, who's gonna watch the pets? Do I gotta pay extra money to leave them at a sitter? You know, what about the kids? I'm not bringing the kids with me because I need a vacation. A vacation is a vacation from everything. So where are the kids gonna stay? All right. What about the job? Are they even gonna give me the time off? And if I get the time off, am I gonna have enough money to pay for this ticket? What, you know, all these things. I feel like with the Seven of Wands here, are things that you're thinking about that could keep you from taking that much deserved trip. Okay. But there's some things you're going to have to think about. But some of y'all need a vacation. Even if you can't go anywhere, you know, overseas. Like maybe some of you want to go to the island. Say you're in, you know, the East Coast of the United States. And you want to go to the Caribbean. You know, maybe you just have to go to Miami. You know what I'm saying? It's still nice in most parts of the United States right now. So maybe you go up to the lake. You know, a lake in your area, in your state. You know, and go get a cabin there or something like that. But try to improvise if you can't. But you do need the vacation. You do need to take it. Your body needs it, especially with all this emotional energy going on in your 8th house. You need a break. You need to, you know, to relax, meditate, release. Let's see what's going on with your love life, family life, social life. All right, yeah, because some of you are depressed. You're really dealing with some emotions right now, and I'm sure you guys probably feel it coming on. And then we have conversation. Some of you could be upset about a conversation that occurred with family life, love life, social life, environment. But let's find out. So the challenge is being inspired. So, interesting energy. Being inspired. And then we have the rune called Isa. Isa talks about stillness. It talks about being slow to change, solidness, conservativeness, returning to what was, to stop changing. This talks about averting a disaster as well. This also talks about being stubborn, no movement until you're ready to move, so to speak. So some of you are maybe having problems being inspired. Maybe your creativity is stifled at this time, is what I feel for some of you. The outcome here would be the Leo. And yeah, your creativity is stifled because Leo represents the creativity. So Leo, the lover. We have that clarified with the 9 of Pentacle energy in reverse. Some of y'all ain't been getting none. And that could be stimulating you as well. Because, you know, again, all of this energy is in the 8th house, which has to do with sex, right? Or a partner that you can have sex with. The 5th house actually deals with the romantic sexual energy of you and your partner when y'all get together. How y'all turn each other on. That's the 5th house energy. A lot of people don't recognize that about Leo energy. You know, Leo energy is, you know, what's your sexual fetishes? What turns you on? You know, what do you like to do in the bed? What lights that fire for you? Okay? Where the 8th house represents the fact that you have a partner where you can actually consummate that energy with, have sex with, right? So for some of you with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse and the Leo energy, some of you may not be inspired because you gotta tap into that sexual energy in some way, shape, or form. So I feel like this is basically I would say like a reminder, or maybe, you know, a way to inspire you to use that sorrow, that energy, maybe to talk about what's going on, okay, with conversation, talk about how you're feeling, you know what I'm saying, and maybe get inspired in some way. Maybe that will inspire you in some way, all right, to tap into your creative energy with that Leo and Scorpio energy, your sexual energy. That's where all creation comes from anyway. Clarify this conversation energy. Okay. We have that clarified with the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups could be, yeah, about the past. So some of you are mourning with the sorrow energy about the past. Maybe talking about the past will help you. Okay, for some of you, it could be about some childhood issues that maybe you experienced, or some things that went on that were very traumatic in your childhood, because Leo also represents the house of the children. All right. Let's get some information here in reference to the challenge. So I feel like this is tapping into that creative childhood energy, that pure, raw sexual energy. Okay? Clarify the Isa energy. Oh, that's one too many cards. Clarify this Isa energy and being inspired. Yeah, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So for some of you, you're not inspired. You know, the lack of I feel like for some of you, you have a lot of pent up energy, you know, that needs to be released. That might be why you need to have a conversation and talk to someone about it. If you can't talk to somebody about it, talk to you. Write it out. Write it out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's something that you want to say to somebody who's no longer here. You may be in sorrow. You know, maybe it's a parent who passed away, and you're feeling the energies of that right now, and maybe there's something you want to say. Write it out. You can write it out, and then the night of the new moon, which is October, I believe it's October 6th or 7th. You may have to double check the date for me. You can go out at night, you know, stand outside your door on your porch at night, read the letter out, call on the Creator, call on the benevolent spirit guides, benevolent guardian angels, benevolent ancestors, benevolent soul group of yours, and then call on the benevolent ancestors, benevolent spirit guides, benevolent guardian angels, and benevolent soul group of the person who is no longer here. They're in the other realms. It is a universal rule that when you call on them in that way, their energy will be present, or their spirit guides will come and listen to what you have to say, right? And then you read the letter, and then you burn it, and that message will go to the other realm to connect with them where they are. So feel free to write that out if this is about someone who is no longer here. Some of you, like I said, it was not just a lover's situation. Some of you could be mourning the loss of someone who passed away, someone that you loved, okay, who is no longer here with the death energy here. And, you know, maybe this was someone who made you feel safe and secure. Someone who, you know, made you feel as if you were ready for battle. Someone, okay, your ancestors. This is your ancestors. All right, some of you are feeling, you're wondering if they're protecting you or not. I feel like with the Seven of Cup energy, yes, you are being protected by your ancestors. So they're going to help you to ground that energy. With the Three of Swords in reverse, this is you, you know, getting over or mourning the loss of them being gone, and, you know, you meditating and thinking about them. So for some of them, for some of you, this is about a loved one who passed away. Okay, your emotions are just all over the place. So I feel like these two areas are related. That's for some of you, but for others of you, you could have a creepy lover. Or some of you could be the creepy lover, okay, because it goes either way. All right, but let's get some clarity on that Nine of Pentacle energy in reverse. Some of you are not taking care of yourself because you're depressed. You know, some of you, you know, you can tell when somebody's depressed. And I'm not, this is not anything to be laughing at, but if you ever go to a friend's house and usually their house is upkept or usually they're well kept, and you see them and they're just running around in, you know, dirty shirt, holy pants, holy clothes, maybe hair is not done as much. You go to their house and their house is a mess. That's a sign of someone being depressed. So check on your friends. You know what I'm saying? Check if you're a Pisces. If you're watching this for Pisces, check on your Pisces people. All right, make sure that they're okay, because these energies are going to be they're going to be very strong. Okay. But yeah, like I said, for if you're the Pisces, you know, get you some black tourmaline to keep yourself grounded. Yeah, we have the Eight of Cup energy here. So this is some of you wanting to go back. For some of you, this is you wanting to go back to a lover, or reminiscing about a lover who may want to come back to you. For some of you, this could be a child who passed away of yours. And my condolences to you if this is something, period. It doesn't matter if it's recent or whenever. But some of you, this is you know, you're mourning over the loss of one of your children. Some of you as a child, you know, maybe there was some, you know, maybe you lost your parent as a child, and that's something that's bottled up in you and you're still dealing with that energy. That energy may be very potent for you around this time here, is what I'm getting here. So overall here, it just looks like there's going to be a very emotional time for you. So it's very important that you find things to do to lift your spirits. It's very important that you find stones or whatever types of energies to keep you grounded. Maybe walk out in the sand or in the grass barefoot. Okay, go out in nature. If you can't go out into the ocean, take a spiritual bath. Get you some salt, some Himalayan pink sea salt, and take a bath. Like I said, do that white bath as well. That will help you as well. You can use that white bath when you know, to do protection like a protection ceremony. Some people call it spells, whatever. But you would do a protection spell or protection chant or affirmation while you're doing the white bath. Okay. Let's see what the divine timing cards are talking about. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So this is okay. So something significant about June, okay? Maybe this is somebody's birthday. Maybe it's the person you are thinking about. Maybe this is when they passed away. Okay, maybe something significant happened in June in reference to any of these scenarios or situations. We have tomorrow. So something significant about tomorrow. At the time of this reading, it is September 30th. And then we have right now. So some of this is going on for some of you right now. Some of you could already be feeling this right now. Tomorrow could be the anniversary of a significant situation related to any of these that have gone over. And then we also have after work. So maybe tomorrow after work, maybe you'll go get you some stones, or, you'll go to the grave site, okay, because we have this here as well, okay? So for some of you, it could have something to do with someone who passed away that you love deeply. All right, let's see, on another note here, we're going to talk about if you got some money coming in, how, where is it coming from, and if you're going to be spending money this month, what are you going to be spending it on besides the regular routine monthly bills that you have. All right, so let's get 3 cards about your money. Okay, so bank fees came out. I forget who this came out for earlier, but with bank fees, what I tell people a lot of times is, a lot of times you have bank fees. It could be just that you're writing checks, but I don't think most people write checks anymore. But you still have some people from, the generation before ours who still write checks, But I feel like most people now, they use debit, credit cards, or they just take out cash. Cash is always king. It don't matter what's going on, But what happens is the bank fees probably can add up because of the ATM, So if you're one who goes to the ATM 2 or 3 times a week, but you're somebody who says, I don't like to carry cash around. If you look at your bank statement, just look at your bank statement and look at all the ATM fees. Like if you got more than $10 in ATM fees a month, you're spending way too much on ATM fees and bank fees. What I would recommend and what works for me, because I did the exact same thing, looked at my statement, was like, damn, this like $50, $60, $70 in just ATM, because I was running back to the I would be like, oh, I don't want to carry cash, I'll just get it as I need it, thinking I'm saving money. But everywhere I go, I end up just charging the shit anyway. And so sometimes you start charging, you don't keep track of what you're charging because it's so convenient to do so. What I started doing is I would take out like $200 out of cash a week. $200 in cash, and I would keep it in my pocket. I would keep my ATM card or my debit card or my credit card with me as well. But I will make a conscious effort to spend from that cash reserve first. That way I can monitor how much I'm spending. I know how much I got left. So therefore I'm like, okay, I only got $100 left and I got like 3 more days to go to my pay period. So, let me be cool with going to the store, going to get breakfast and things like that. Or I could be all right. I'll be all right. I don't have to worry about it. But that you're budgeting from that $200. Now you're not acquiring any bank fees, because you're just using your ATM everywhere you go. It works really well. You may want to try that, especially if you're experiencing what I'm talking about. Then we have a loan. So some of you could be looking for a loan. Some of you may be wanting to take out a loan. That could be what this 3 of Pentacle energy in reverse is. Maybe some of you are inspired to start your own business in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you're inspired to do something with music and you may need to take out a loan here. All right, so I feel like some of you may want to do that, or you're going to hear back about a loan. And then we also have, where's the other card? Okay, court fees, lawyer fees, tickets. So some of you may have some of these to pay this month. If you don't have any, just be careful about moving about and going, that you're watching where you're parking. Some of you may have to talk to a lawyer about maybe business formation or something like that. It could be criminal, could be anything, okay? Because the Magician could represent a lawyer as well, all right? Because that's about communication. So, maybe you have to pay a lawyer based on some past, situation where you needed a lawyer and you're paying lawyer fees, all right? But then we have acquisition and merger. So for some of you, you could be involved, or your company could be involved in the acquisition and merger. And as a result, maybe like you have the opportunity to restructure your 401k. And as a result of that, maybe you're going to take some money out. Okay, because here's a loan here. Some of you may be withdrawing from your 401k. Okay, acquisition and merger. Maybe you and somebody are collaborating together to start a project of some sort, a money-making project. Okay, because that's what you mean. That's what a merger is. Two companies or two entities merging together. for the purpose of whatever goal they have. Acquisition is somebody buying a company. So maybe somebody's acquiring a company and they're buying a company. Okay, that could be the case too. All right, so let's see what's going on with you guys with love. Hold on. Okay, so let's see what's going on with Pisces and love. For those of you who are dealing with someone, or maybe you're still getting over it. So I see for some of you, you still could be getting over someone. But some of you may be in relationships. Some of you ain't thinking about love at all. So just take, what resonates, leave the rest. So we have here and now. So for some of you, somebody could be coming back from the past, or maybe you want to go back to someone from the past. The universe is specifically saying that you should focus on the here and now, meaning you should move forward. So if you're thinking about going back to someone from the past, maybe you should rethink that. It is Mercury retrograde. Maybe not make any action until after the retrograde energy's in, which is like after Halloween, and then reassess the situation to see how you feel. Maybe you'll change your mind, because these Mercury retrograde energies will just bring those thoughts back heavily, and you may think you want to go back and revisit the past, but in reality, afterwards, you may be like, damn, I'm over it now. Why did I reach out to this person? I don't even feel the same way I used to feel about them anymore, and now you got a situation on your hands dealing with somebody you really don't want to deal with. So for others of you, you may have somebody coming back around, and maybe this person is having a hard time letting go of you, like I was getting in this first row here. So like I said, if it's not you having a difficult time getting over someone, it could be an ex of yours who's having a difficult time letting you go. But the universe is suggesting that you not go back to this person. But of course, you have free will. Do what you feel is best. But again, remember the Mercury retrograde laws. Don't take anybody back during a Mercury retrograde. You know what I mean? Let's see. What else do we have? Regret. Someone feels remorse for the way that they treated you. So yeah, somebody could be coming back. And even if they're not, maybe they're thinking about you. So you're very psychic. So you may have dreams about this person, or this person may come to your mind often. And maybe you've already decided you're going to move on, but this person keeps coming to your mind. It's because they're thinking about you. And plus you got that psychic energy, so you'll be able to pick up on that. Especially if they think about you hard enough, or a lot. Especially during this Mercury retrograde, yeah. With that being in your 8th house, yeah, you'll be able to pick up on people's hidden emotions and feelings. Absolutely. All right, for some of you, you could have been dealing with a twin flame. I really don't talk about the twin flame energy too much, because a lot of you ain't dealing with a twin flame. It could maybe as you thought you were dealing with a twin flame, but some of you, maybe you were, okay? And then underneath the deck, we have spiritual lesson. Usually that's what comes with the twin flame. You get with this person, you learn a spiritual lesson, and then you move on. Most twin flames don't get together and stay together and it's happy ever after. That's the bullshit that a lot of tarot card readers sell y'all. That's why I don't get into it, because I ain't trying to be arguing with you in the comments about some shit that you regurgitating to me from some tarot card reader talking about this is my twin flame. Okay, well, if you really was with your twin flame, this was a really aggravating relationship, probably one of the most that you've ever been, one of the most aggravating relationships you've ever been in. So it's not a joke. And also that, you had to leave this person behind for many of you, because it ain't meant for you to stay with them. Moving on. Let's see what advice we have from this deck. All right, first card comes out as Orphan. Some of you, like I said, you may be in your feels, because of the alignments. And, the moon is going to be in the water house, which is your 8th house, with your hidden feelings and emotions about relationships where you may have been done wrong, or maybe you've done someone wrong. Maybe you feel abandoned and orphaned. Maybe you feel as if you orphaned and abandoned someone. Maybe, like I said, for some of you, you have some unresolved childhood issues. Maybe you grew up without your parents, or your parents passed away. So as a result, you were orphaned in that sense. And, that could be heightened at this time, because, the 8th house is the house of death, transformation. Okay, and you were a child, so that deals with other people's property, so that all falls under the 8th house. Okay, so that could be something that you're dealing with emotionally right now. Or maybe, your child is not with you right now because maybe you had some issues and you had to, somebody had to take care of your child for you until you got yourself together. That could be that thing too. All right, we have serendipity that came out in reverse. So for some of you, you're not listening to the universe. The universe is trying to give you signals about what to do, where to direct you. Serendipity is like, okay, the universe could be telling you, hey, turn left right here, turn left. And you're like, why the hell am I thinking about turning left? I don't never go left. But you're like, okay, fuck it. And you go left. You end up going left, and then you realize, damn, I'm out of gas. So you go to the gas station and you run into, somebody that you hadn't seen in a while. Or you go in and you're like, okay, well, damn, they got the scratch. Let me get a scratch off. And you get a scratch off and you win $100. That's serendipity. The universe trying to guide you to something decent. Some of you are not listening to serendipity. This is why it's coming out in reverse. But you have very psychic energy, so you got to be careful. It may be that you're not listening to your intuition, because I said for some of you, you got to be careful because of your depression and you're upset. You may be drinking a lot or doing, whatever type of indulgence that might alter your mind. Okay, and so you may not be paying attention to your intuition. You may not be getting enough sleep. Those things will mess with your intuition, okay? I'm sure you know that as a Pisces. What else we got? All right, just one more from this deck, please, for Pisces. So we have Fork in the Road. It came out in reverse. And the interesting thing about this card is, look, it's the number 13, which is the death energy. So Fork in the Road came out in reverse. For some of you, this is past energy that might just be resurfacing as memories. Some of you could actually be going through some of these situations right now. So if it's past energies, I feel like for some of you, you've already made a decision as to if there was a decision-making scenario that you had, which which represents a fork in the road. You've already made a decision. Okay, some of you, you may be stuck and you're not making a decision. You're just sitting there, not doing anything. And some of you may choose to not go the right way that the universe wants you to go, which is why you have serendipity in reverse. Some of you may choose to do that because you may feel alone. So that means you may go back to somebody that may not be, good for you. Some of you could be fighting addictions just in general because of some things you went through in your childhood. And maybe the universe is telling you to get help, but some of you, for whatever reason, you're still caught up in your emotions. It may be difficult for you to do that. Yeah, some of you got some things you need to let go of. Okay, whether it's a relationship, whether it's some emotional ties to something that went on in your past, in your childhood. Maybe it's some guilt and regret that you may have in reference to your child. Maybe you had to leave your child, like I said, or your child is adopted by somebody else right now. Could be any of those things. All right, we have Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up. It came out in reverse. What that means is because you're not listening to your intuition, or you're going back to relationships that you should not be going back to, life is speeding up will come out in reverse. The only reason life will speed up for you is if you're listening to the Creator, you're listening to your intuition, and you're removing people, places, and things that no longer serve you. That means the universe is about to bless you, and life is going to speed up in a positive way. For some of you, this could have been the past. Maybe you left these things behind, and now life is speeding up. For others of you, you're in the midst of a decision, and because you've not made a decision with the fork in the road in reverse, or because you've gone back on a decision, life is not speeding up for you. And this could be why you're experiencing depression and sorrow and grief. One more. So we have learn from the past. Yeah, a lot of you, like I said, you're still dealing with the past in reference to decisions that you've made. Some of you are not listening to your intuition. You're not following your intuition. So it may be difficult for you to learn from the past. Others of you, you've been through some things, and the universe wants you to look at the lessons of what you've been through and move forward. Okay? So Pisces, that is what I got for you. I wish you guys the best, because this is going to be kind of heavy energy for a lot of you. Not all of you, but for a lot of you, this is going to be pretty heavy depending on if you're dealing with any of these situations. So I do wish you the best. Sending hugs and internet love to you. I appreciate you checking out the video. I appreciate your support. I wish you the best, and I want to say happy October to you all. Take care of yourselves.